What is an echo bubble? An echo bubble is a post-bubble market rally that results in another smaller bubble. The echo bubble occurs in the sector or market in which the preceding bubble was most prominent, but the echo bubble is less inflated and thus, if it also bursts or deflates, will leave relatively less damage behind. And so I wanted to introduce the subject of this video here by saying that I believe that we are at the beginning stages of an echo bubble, a move up to a lower high than the previous all-time high. Now, that may not sound all that fun or exciting, but I have been thinking for weeks now about the beginning of this year, January of 2023, and thinking like, is this going to be the start of a 2019 type of rally? And I just want to remind you that 2019 wasn't all that bad, and especially the first half of 2019. 2019 was a really fun time to be in crypto, and so I do want to point this out here. We saw Bitcoin peak a little under $20,000 in December of 2018. Or excuse me, 2017, bottomed out in December of 2018, had a few very boring months, and remember this is a weekly chart, and then January of 2019, we started slowly climbing here, and then we got to the bull market support band and then shot up straight through that, straight through the 200-day simple moving average, which is generally a key level to get above along with the bull market support band. And then from when that was April 1st of 2019 until when was that? June of 2019, we saw within a span of a few weeks, we saw the price of Bitcoin almost triple or more than quadruple from its bear market bottom. And so that right there is an echo bubble. And I want to just point out my line of thought for the last few months here. And that is, you can see this on my TikTok. I haven't been making many TikTok videos, I know, all that much lately. But this one right here I made on November 10th. And so if you remember what the price of Bitcoin was on November 10th of 2022, I mean, that was pretty much at its bear market bottom. And at that moment, I was saying that I was short-term bullish, and we've seen a 33% or 50% rise in Bitcoin's price since then. Now, I mean, I know it was slow for the last 2 months, and it's been really excited. But at that moment, I said I was bullish because of seeing that there was a peak in inflation, and so the Fed was going to get less aggressive with raising rates and eventually stop. Now, they're continuing to raise rates. I believe that they're going to raise rates at the next Fed meeting, but I believe that, you know, the pause is coming soon, and then there will be a pivot which will be followed by a recession and perhaps a crash. But until that time happens, until the pivot happens, I am short to medium term bullish on Bitcoin. Some other things I said here, this video right here, I said I was waiting. And what was I waiting for? I was waiting for Bitcoin to get to its bull market support band, the 20-week SMA, the 21-week EMA. Now, going back to this chart again, this last week, we went up really quickly to the bull market support band, and we blew through it. And again, we blew through the 200-day SMA. And so I am expecting that we're going to at least hold those moving averages, and that we are going to, over the next few weeks and months, see something like an echo bubble. There was one more video I said here, a reason why I believe, and I'm going to say this for sure, I believe that $15,600 or so dollars, whatever that bottoming point was, that was the bottom. I believe more confidently now, I would say it is more likely than not that was the bottom for this cycle. Could we go back down there? We certainly could, especially if, you know, I've talked a lot about the Fed raising rates until something breaks, especially if that breaking point brings us right back down to the teens. I could see that happening, but I would not expect that to happen for the next several months. I mean, we could have a chart very much like 2019 leading into 2020, if you remember the COVID crash. Now, that was mostly caused by a lot of fear in the market, but at the same time, I am 100% convinced that we would have had a recession if it wasn't for the COVID crash. And instead, COVID crash came, Fed just plummeted rates all the way down to zero, turned the money printers off, and it turned the money printers on, and away we went. taking Bitcoin from about $3,500 to $69,000 within a year and a half. And so something similar may be in order, where we have an echo bubble going up to a certain percentage of Bitcoin's previous all-time high. But then we get below the bull market support band. We stay below the bull market support band. We see some hope, and then a crash like the COVID crash. That is, I'm going to be playing around with this hypothesis for a while, but that's what I'm wondering if it's going to happen. What I am confident of is if we see this echo bubble, we're spending some time a little too far gone from the bull market support band, that we will be back below the bull market support band sometime in 2019. Okay, so I know that's a lot to ingest, but I believe we're going to remain above these weekly moving averages until a point. We will be too far gone. We will dump below pretty hard, and then we'll stay under for a bit until, who knows, maybe something will break, or maybe we'll be ready for the next big bull run to new all-time highs late 2024, early 2025. But that depends on when the money printer is going to be turned back on. If the money printer is not turned back on over the next 4 years, we may or may not put in new all-time highs, but I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if the money printer wasn't turned on within that 4-year window of the following Bitcoin halving, which is March of 2024, to the next Bitcoin halving, which would probably be February or January of 2028. That would blow me away if the money printers weren't turned on at that particular point. So the question is, we're going to have an echo bubble. That's my suspicion. No guarantees with that. We're going to have, you could call it also a bull market rally or a bear trap. And so where are we going from here? And then how soon are we going to get there? Well, how soon? I would expect perhaps something similar to 2019, where it's the first half or so of 2023 where we see Bitcoin go to certain levels. Now, I did draw some fibs here just to get a visual of this, and I have in mind what I'm thinking here. Now, we're in a certain level right here. We've been in, well, we were in this level before the FTX crash in November. Then we went to a lower level. We went down to the $15,000 to $18,000 range, or you could say $16,000 range. We are right now back in this level pre-FTX crash, so we might spend some time here. But my suspicion, what I think is going to happen, is we have historically had very little confluence in the mid to upper $20,000 range. And so I don't think we're going to spend much time there. We could get up to 24,000 or so, and then very quickly get up to the upper 20s, lower 30s. And then I think that this is the range, 30s to $42,000 range. This is the range where traders are going to feel more comfortable, because there was a lot of confluence there. We spent a decent amount of time there in early 2021. We spent a good amount of time there in mid 2021, and then again in early 2022. We spent a lot of time within that $30,000 to $42,000 range. So what am I looking at with fibs? The 382 fib here, or up to the 0.5. The 0.5 is about $42,000. Now, when it came to last time around, we got up to this, we wicked above the 618. I have here the 702 and the 66. Those are just my preferences that I have added to the Fibonacci charts. Those are not typical Fibonacci levels, but I think that those are important levels for trading. But I don't think we are going up to the 618 this time around, or to the 0.66 or 702. If we did 702, that would be my absolute highest point. But again, I think the chances are low. That would be around $53,000. The 618 would be around $48,000. There is a world where I could see something like that happening, where Bitcoin goes up to $48,000. But again, I think the ranges are what's going to matter here. And we spent a lot of time, between the 236 and the 0.5. That seems like the right range that we're going to be trading in, whether it's a quick move up there and a quick move right back down, or whether we're spending a lot of time there. And so I'm going to be looking to close out some longs, probably starting around $30,000 and for sure around $42,000. I think people are going to be eager to take profits considering how much Bitcoin has been down over the years or over the last 16 months or so. But there's something that I know that a lot of you want to know about alts. What's my opinion on alts? I think Ethereum is going to do something similar. And I think a lot of top 10 non-stablecoin cryptos will do well, but you've got to be careful with altcoins. And so what do I mean by that? Well, let me just point out this chart here. You can see a lot better than I can see it in my background. I'm going to have to look at the background on OBS here. Look at, so the candle chart that you're seeing here is Bitcoin. And then the orange line, I believe that's orange, is the altcoin market cap. And you can see they were very correlated at the total altcoin market cap. They were very correlated at the bottom here. But look at what happened as soon as Bitcoin shot up above its bull market support band. It rose dramatically. But then the altcoin market cap didn't really do all that much. I mean, by that time, it did okay, but it didn't do anything similar to what Bitcoin did. And so we're going to see, I think, personally, I think the safest bet is to stick with high market cap cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, maybe Cardano. Cardano was one of those cryptocurrencies that didn't really do all that much last time around. So maybe Cardano is top 5 or top 10. Binance will do well, I think, but you've got to be very careful, because I think what's going to happen moving forward is that a lot of people are going to be losing money in alts, thinking that alts are going to follow Bitcoin perfectly. But I think that Bitcoin in general is going to be outperforming a large majority of alts, that alts will just flatline while Bitcoin goes up to this echo bubble peak, wherever that may be. Be very careful with alts. It's Bitcoin's time. Now, I need to back off a little bit when I say that. I would say, again, if we are in echo bubble territory, then the next few weeks could be very good for alts. But after that, it's going to be mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum and some other major altcoins. So take your profits aggressively if you're looking to buy low and sell high with alts, or if you're looking to trade with alts. But that is all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section of this video. Where do you think we're going from here? Let me know, all for the algorithm. If you like this content, smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section. And I will see you in another video. Peace.